Would I trade Trader for Hair Salon? I was really hoping that she would have had dancers on this tour. I know that might be controversial. Welcome to today's video. Today we are just going to be talking about the Cloud9 tour. So it opened yesterday. So if there's anything new, it opened yesterday and the live streams haven't started yet. The openers are still on. The show doesn't start for another hour. I think let's start off with the set list. So the only notes I really have on the set list. If I could trade Sorry I Meant Tonight for another song from Am I Okay or Lucky, I would. Would I trade Sorry I Meant Tonight for Hair Salon?
Maybe.
Would I trade Trader for Hair Salon? No, I would not trade Trader for Hair Salon, but Sorry I Meant Tonight, I mean, it's a strong maybe. I am glad that it was the surprise song for night one. So I didn't go to the Am I Okay tour, but you guys can tell me in the comments, like, if any of y'all went. Did we vote for the surprise songs, or did she just pick them? Because I wasn't seeing anyone saying there was any voting for the surprise songs, but I feel like maybe that's something another artist did, but I feel like there was voting for the surprise songs on the Am I Okay tour. But I wish Lucky the song was on the set list. I know it's unrealistic, but I really wish Trader Joe was on the set list. I'm just a Trader Joe stan. That's probably like my top 10 Megan songs. My favorite Megan song is Man on the Moon. So Am I Okay is definitely my favorite album. Cloud9 right now is my most listened to, obviously, because it's the newest, and so I'm just obsessed with every song on it. But Man on the Moon is my favorite. I will say though, I like the Cloud9 opening more than the Am I Okay tour. I know that might be controversial. Man on the Moon and Lucky were both great opening songs. I don't know of another song on Cloud9 that I can think of off the top of my head that would have really been a better opener. Maybe Medicine, but Medicine was the second song. So either Medicine or Stupid would have been the second or first song. Either way. I am very surprised with how early on in the set list Change of Heart is. I would have thought that Change of Heart would have been so much later in the set list. I honestly really thought that Change of Heart would have been the finale of the show. Obviously, like 6 months later, that also makes a great finale. But I think 6 months later, closing, and then Change of Heart encore would have been a really cool idea. But if I could pick 4 songs from other albums, would be on the set list. I'll do my realistic version first. Realistically, it would be Man on the Moon, Indifferent, Lucky, and Hair Salon. In my delusional brain, it would be Trader Joe, I Know You, Man on the Moon, and Another on the Way. I love that kind of song. Like, I don't know what you would call it. Like probably like a little like rock, pop, country kind of situation going on, like a combination of the 3 genres. That's like my favorite kind of Megan song. It's something that, you know, that kind of like combines. But okay, now let's talk about the outfits. So the thing that she wears in the opener, I'm really confused. I like it, but I'm confused because it doesn't like remind me of any visuals that we've seen from the Cloud9 album. Maybe it's something that we're waiting on seeing and that she's going to put in a music video at some point during the era, and it's kind of just like a little early Easter egg for it. But I like when she takes the sleeves off to do the rest of the show or the rest of the act, like it makes sense to me because it kind of looks like, I'll pop a picture of it, what she wore in the photo shoot. I am absolutely in love with the stage design. I love how it goes up when she sings Liars and Tigers and Bears. This is a little thing I've noticed, and maybe other people aren't picking up on it, but when she's in the birdcage, it's because she's like a caged bird being shown off. There was a reference to that in the Hunger Games. Not that I'm saying that that's what she took it from, but Haymitch in the new Hunger Games was put in a birdcage at his victor party in the Capitol. So if you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. But then she sings Wedding Dress in that, and that's perfect. I also really love the lift that she goes in the air for when she sings Tennessee Orange and then Beautiful Things in the surprise song. I think that's really cool. I was really hoping that she would somehow incorporate that into the tour. I just didn't know how she would do it, but I think that's a perfect way. I was really hoping that she would have had dancers on this tour because I think that would have been really cool. I kind of thought she was Easter egging it on a live stream when she said that she wanted to have dancers for Lucky to line dance. So I was like, oh, maybe on the Cloud9 tour we'll get dancers. That'll be really cool. Like her first reunion tour, her first tour with dancers, but maybe she just doesn't want to have dancers. Maybe she's not allowed to have dancers. I don't know. It would have been cool for me because I don't know. A lot of the things I think are not realistic. They're just if I was in charge of it, because I think I should be in charge of everything. Hello. Now let's talk about the merch. I just have to say I'm going to be broke. I'm going to be broke by the end of this tour because how can you not buy every single merch item? I haven't seen her Boys Like collab. I would love to see that. I follow you. I'm on the Emo Cowgirl Instagram, so I got to see all of the merch early. I love that hoodie. I think the thing I want most is the hoodie that she wore. Is that hoodie and then the dolphin keychain. If I could only pick 3 things, I would pick the dolphin keychain, the hoodie, and then probably... I do really love how she has done her hair for this tour. I think that's how she did her hair also at the Houston Rodeo or some festival in Indiana that she just did. And then there's another outfit. I love that we're doing the jersey from MIOK again. When people do big tours after they've had just a really big album, I do get scared that they're going to be doing Eras tour for that album. But I feel like she kept, you know, the MIOK and the Lucky theming to a minimum, but she did all of the MIOK and Lucky things in a Cloud9 way. The lights, I would have preferred the lights to have stayed pink instead of flash blue for MIOK, but I guess it's okay because it's opening night, so she wanted to let us know that a MIOK or Lucky song was coming on. But I would have wished that it would have stayed pink for the Cloud9 of it all. At least nothing was blue. I really love the guitar that she played Wedding Dress on. This might be a random thing, but I don't like when people when people who are performing like sit down. Well, I don't hate when they sit down, but I hate when I'll show what she was doing that I just didn't really like. I didn't like that because, I don't know, it kind of looked odd to me, but it's not my tour. It's not my tour. I loved the flowers on everything. That I was also really hoping that she would somehow incorporate all the flowers that we saw in the photo shoot somehow on the tour, and she did it wonderfully. She also did her Best of Both Worlds cover as the last song before she came on. But I really wish that the star came up in a lift. The star in the middle, I wish that came up in a lift. I do. But I have no knowledge than that. So thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.